What's up, guys? 2021 has started off not the greatest for me, but that's alright. I happened to knock one of my teeth out. So if you see me protecting my face or trying not to show my face, it's because I knocked out a tooth and I haven't got to the dentist to fix it yet. They've pulled out the part that I broke off, but now they have to insert another tooth. Fun stuff for me. So, yeah. Anyways, I wanted to make a video anyways. I didn't want to let my own stupidity stop me from making content. That's another reason why I decided to make the Cinema 4D content last week, was I didn't have to show my face. It still was a fun video to make. If you want to learn how to make Cinema 4D videos, go to that video from last week. Yeah, now I'm starting to babble. So let's roll that bumper and get into the video. So today we're talking about audio, and audio is something that every good video needs. Without good audio, you just sound like all the rest. And I use a boom audio track for my recordings, but a lot of people can't afford it, and it's not the most practical way to have audio in your video. So a lot of people like to use the Lavalier systems, but those can be expensive too, which is why I was intrigued by the company that sent me a Lavalier system today, and that company is called Comica, and specifically the WM100 Plus wireless lavalier system from Comica. I'm always interested in looking at gear that I think could be beneficial to me, and right now the gear that I'm using are these guys, the Rode Wireless Go. That's what I use for when I need wireless lavalier videos and I need wireless mics on my actors. But the Wireless Go has setbacks, so I wanted to see if the Comica, for a similar price, which they are similarly priced, could come in and do maybe a better job. So that's what we're going to check out today. So let's open this up and see what we get here. Now, one of the cool things about this is it's a 2-transmitter system, meaning you can have 2 different people mic'd up and it'll receive to the same system. Now, in taking these out of the case, you can see that they're much bigger than the Rode Wireless Go, but usually lavalier packs are. It's just Rode Wireless Go is kind of a specialty product, so that's why they're able to remain this size. So the first thing I see is 2 transmitter and 1 receiver, which is great. When we go into the outside patch, we have 1 lavalier microphone, which the Wireless Go does not come with any external microphones. We have a line cable, a micro USB cable, an XLR adapting cable, another lavalier microphone, what looks like a dead cat for a lavalier, another dead cat for a lavalier, and a clip. So if you look here, I've already put the clip on this one because I tested these out already. So let's show you how to put the clip on the receiver itself. There's these little holes here in the side that you can see, and you just line up the hole. Try to hold it there, bring the other one over. It's very snug because it has to create a tight seal, but there you go. Now you have a nice little clamp so you can hook this on your belt buckle or wherever else you need to hook it to. Now, like I said, I've already put these on to both transmitters. I just wanted to put it on the receiver as well. So let's take all this stuff out of the case and see what we have to work with here. Okay, so this is everything that comes with the system right here. And for the price, this is actually a lot of stuff. So the first thing that I noticed is the battery system. A lot of things have built-in batteries now, but I like having AA's because it's easy on a set. If your battery power runs out, you don't have to charge something. You can just pop in new batteries and you're good to go. As you can see here, you can also power it with this micro USB port with external batteries, so you don't have to be tied down to AA's if you don't want to be. The next thing I noticed is that it has a headphone jack on its transmitter. Another thing the Wireless Go doesn't have and that way you can monitor your sound without having to listen to the audio recorder itself. The next thing I noticed is that it has locking ports. The Wireless Go doesn't have locking ports. These can be important on set. When you plug these in, push this down and turn, and now it's locked in there. So if somebody comes by and it's in their clothing and something pulls, it's not going to rip that lavalier out of here and ruin a take. That's something you need on professional equipment, and that's something I'm glad that these have. Another thing I forgot to mention, that it has this little cold shoe mount, so you can screw it in wherever you want on these, probably right here, and you can put it on top of your camera, so that way you don't have to hold it next to you or anything like that. Now, channel-wise, one thing that I didn't like about the Wireless Go is the fact that you only really had one channel you could go to. It was on that Wi-Fi frequency band that works really well, but if there's a lot of people using that same bandwidth channel, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but you get the idea, you might get interference. On these, there's actually 48 different channels you can choose from, so if you're getting interference on one channel, you can switch to 47 other different channels, which is really good. Actually, you can see right here, you can go between 568.125 to 579.875 on Group A wireless frequency, and Group B, you can go to 580.125 to 591.875. Now, I really do like that they included an XLR adapter on here, because you can do a lot with this. You can plug this into an audio recorder, or you can plug in a normal XLR microphone and have a wireless system for any kind of microphone that you can think of. Another thing that would happen every once in a while when using the Rode Wireless Go is the buttons would get hit and it would change something on the device itself. You don't have that problem here with the CVM-WM100s. And that's because you have to hold down things. You can change things like this, but you can't change any of the settings without holding down the set button and then trying to change it. And that guards against somebody accidentally hitting a button in the middle of a shot and ruining that shot. So as it comes to lavaliers, the lavaliers here are actually pretty big, so they might be hard to hide if you were trying to hide them on set. But because these are a system, you can basically use any 3.5 lavalier mics with this system that you want. So if you don't like these microphones, you can get different microphones. The lavaliers that I tend to use with the Rode Wireless Go are these little Rode Smart Lavs, which are much smaller than these, and we'll find out later if they sound better or worse. But for size-wise, the edge goes to the Rode. So here you can see what those locking lavalier ports look like. It's just a little part that goes up and down, and then it just screws on right there. And screws on down. So let's see what these screens tell us on each of these. So on the Comica, you can see that you have Group A and Group B, the strength of the signal and the strength of the battery on both of these. Let's turn these on so you can kind of see. So you can see the strength of the battery. And that battery little slot is right there. It's got basically 3 different levels for battery. Okay, so now you can see on right here, you can see there's a little bit of a waveform on A there. B is still not plugged in, but you get the idea, a little readout there. On the Wireless Go, you basically have the same things. Let me see. Only difference being you can only turn it up or down in 3 steps. On the Comica, you can turn it up or down a lot more with a lot more frequency. Let's turn on this one here. So you have the battery levels. I actually like the battery levels better on the Rode, and I like the level meter better. I actually like the screen overall better on the smaller Rode than the Comicas. Not a big deal, but yeah, I do like it better. It's color, and the Comica is just black and green. Another thing, I like that the Rode Wireless Go has USB-C, and the Comicas only have micro USB, another small detail, but that's another one for the Rode. So going into this, I like small things better, like small details better on the Rode, like the size and the USB-C and the button layout and the screen layout, but I like the professional features that the Comica has. So that's where we're at going into the next 2 tests, which are sound and how far away and how reliable these are. Now, when trying them out in the field at close different distances, they were both very reliable. I did have better luck with the Comica when it came to not having good line of sight. With the Rode, you needed very good line of sight, and with the Comica, you still needed good line of sight, but it wasn't as critical. Yeah, so then I took them out into the world, and this is what I found out there. All right, guys, so we're going to do the normal test to see how far I can go before this thing breaks out. We're going to do the Rode Wireless Go first. This time I'm not going to walk, though. I'm going to have my daughter drive me in a car because I am that lazy today. So right now, can you hear me? All right, just go thumbs up, thumbs down. All right, so this far away, line of sight seems to be all right. So we're going to go a little farther up. Okay, so now we're going to do another line of sight test. I'm going to turn my back. Can you still hear me right here? You can still hear me when I'm turning around. Okay. Still hear me, still hear me. You can still hear me right here. And it's not cutting out at all. All right. So these videos are still pretty impressive.
Starting to cut out.
Starting to cut out, stop. Okay, so this is about the point where it's nice and clear on the Wireless Go. I really don't know how we're gonna go any further because as you can see, this is about where the corner bends. All right, now we're going to try to get this done before that rain hits there so my camera doesn't get all soaked. I can feel the raindrops starting already. Now we're gonna test the Comica, and I'm thinking this is going to do better line of sight, but I'm interested to see how far we can go with it as well. So let's get going. I assume you can hear me fine right now? All right. He looks very enthused by telling me that he looks fine right now. It's kind of cold outside and I got him out here. Go ahead, driver. Doing a line of sight test over here. Back's turned. I assume everything was good. All right. Off to a good start with the Comica. Alright. So we are Alright, so this is about as far you can get with the Comica. This is about the length of a football field, I would say, so it's still a pretty good. Yeah, I'm surprised the Rode Wireless Go can go a little further, so that one goes to the Rode Wireless Go. It's hard to tell, but they both did better than the 100 meters that they both claimed to do. The Comica was right about 110 meters, and the Rode Wireless Go was about 15 meters past that. But I was very happy with the range that I got on both of these, but the Wireless Go did go farther. So now let's see what these sound like. I really don't have any expectations. In the past tests, I hooked them both up to my recorder and my camera. I'm not going to do that this time because basically they sound the same both ways. So I'm just going to hook them up to my camera. They both have the ability to hook up to this recorder. The difference being that the Comica comes with a native adapter, and the Rode Wireless Go, you have to buy a few adapters. This is the one that would go out to your camera, and then you would need this little XLR adapter, and having so many multiple different adapters sometimes creates problems in the recording process. So first one up, let's hear what the Comica system sounds like. So right now you're hearing audio coming from the Comica CVM WM100 Plus. And I'm hoping it's a good audio source. I haven't listened to it yet. I'll let you know which one I think is a better sounding audio system when we get done. If you haven't noticed, I'm trying to figure out what to say so you can hear me talk enough so that you can make up your own mind about which one is better. So now I'm using the Rode Wireless Go without a microphone plugged into it. For whatever reason, the last Wireless Go unit I have, I've been plugging everything into my GH5, which is this camera above me. For some reason, every time I plugged it in, the audio sounded like this. So now the audio you're hearing is coming from the Rode Wireless Go without a microphone. You would hear that static every time I plugged it in, so I tried a new cord. That didn't work. I plugged it into my recorder. Sounded fine when I did that, so I don't know why that happened. But let me tell you the rest of the story when we test out the Rode Smart Lav Plus plugged into this. All right, so now the audio you're hearing is plugged into the Rode Wireless Go with the Rode Smart Lav Plus. So yeah, I don't know what was causing that, but for some reason the unit did not want to work with the GH5, so I got another Rode Wireless Go unit that I have that doesn't go as far distance-wise, but it seemed to solve the problem, so I don't know what the interference was or what was causing it. There wasn't any issues with the Comica. I tried that again, and it worked just fine. So yeah, this is the audio test, and let's get back into the video. Well, there you go. I mean, to me, the Comica sounded a lot better than the Wireless Go. I'll let you make your own assumptions. That was all unedited audio, so if it sounded a little tinnier than usual, it's because I didn't put any EQ on it like I do, like my talking right now has EQ on it. And it has de-esser, and it has compression and all that. Didn't put any of that on any of those lav clips. So would I recommend this product? Actually, I would, because for the price, it exceeded my expectations. On this channel before, I had a lavalier system that didn't stack up whatsoever. You can go back and see that video. It's on the channel. And so this one, I was very surprised how good it did hold up. And because of the audio, it's now going to be my go-to lav set because it just sounds better than the Rode Wireless Go. And to me, the most important stuff about audio gear is, one, dependability, and the most important thing, how does it sound? I mean, it's audio gear. I mean, sound's got to be pretty important to that, right? So anyways, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you know people that you think would like this content, show them the channel. Let's build this community a little bit bigger. If you haven't already, consider subscribing. And if you have any questions about the Comica or any other questions about anything on my channel, hit me up in the descriptions down below. As long as you remember, this isn't a competition. We can all rise in this business together. I'll see you guys next time, when I probably, hopefully, have a new tooth.